Welcome back to the Tool Crib. Today we're going to be looking at an EDC screwdriver. This is called the Bit Bar. It's made by BigiDesign, and they actually have several different products. This is in titanium, so this is quite expensive. They actually have a Bit Bar that's in two different finishes in titanium. One's a stonewash finished, and then they have this model in a fiberglass model too, I believe, which is quite a bit cheaper, but it's still very expensive. They also have things like a titanium EDC wrench. They have an everyday screwdriver, which is kind of cool because that's the screwdriver. The other type of screwdriver has a fold out extension and allows you to carry 3 bits on board with you at all times. They also have mini pry tools, sliding pocket tools, kind of a utility knife holders in titanium, lanyard rings made out of titanium, clips, pins, and their pins, they have them in copper, in stainless, in brass, and in titanium. So this place is not cheap. It is not cheap, but it's actually kind of cool. And this Bit Bar that they came out with, I think this is actually one of their very first products. And they've been around for a few years now, and they're really starting to add to their line. And for those people who like to mix and match their EDC and want a little classier EDC in this titanium finish, these products are actually pretty nice. They really are. Well, let's get into the specs of this thing, and I'll show you what this screwdriver or this Bit Bar is all about. The weight on this titanium screwdriver, this Bit Bar, is right at 3.7 ounces if you just have the Bit Bar with the bits. That's going to be around 106 grams, and then if you add on the extension, it jumps up to about 4.4 ounces or about 125 grams. Overall size, it's going to be 3 7/8 of an inch long, or about 98.5 millimeters. Width on it is about 1 1/8 or 28.5 millimeters, and the thickness is only 7/16 of an inch, so it's a little less than half an inch or about 11 millimeters. This Bit Bar is actually kind of cool, and let me just tell you first of all the price on this thing. Okay, so this titanium version, the 2 titanium versions that they have, are $120, and I got to tell you up front, that does not include the lube. Okay, these things are quite expensive. Again, they do have another one that's in a fiberglass frame instead of a titanium, runs $75. I didn't need this thing, but it was cool. And frankly, I have a problem with gadgets and tools, so I bought one. Now, I haven't bought much else from their line, but this one I had to have. So with the extension gives you an extra 2 inches of reach, which is really nice. Kind of a screwdriver in your pocket, if you will, EDC. And on the back, it's magnetic, and that's what actually holds the bits in. So it has this slide mechanism where you push it, and all your bits are exposed, so you'll be able to pick out what you need. So in this case, let's just pick out number 2 Phillips. And you can either set it, you don't necessarily need the extension, but it's nice to carry it with it. And then you can add the extension on and get yourself an extra couple of inches of reach. Now, there's not a really proper way to carry the extension with it. You can set it against the magnet, set it in your pocket like that, but it's just going to fall off. You're going to find that at the bottom of your pocket. I wish they would incorporate something a little stronger, or maybe a little latch mechanism to hold the extension in. The good thing about this is that it's all standard 1/4 inch bits, so you can add on whatever bit you want. So you don't have to use their bits, and if there's a specific set of screwdriver bits that you need to carry, well, then you're free to do so, unlike some of the like Leatherman with their proprietary bits. Now, it does come with a leather carrying case, which is actually kind of nice. It's got their logo in there, BigiDesign, and I'll leave a link to their website in the description. So this nice little carrying case that'll come with it, is it worth $120? Well, I guess to the right person, and to suckers like me, I suppose, but no, it's not worth $120. It is a pretty ingenious design, though, how they how they incorporated all those bits in there to be able to carry 8 bits on board with you, and 8-in-1 screwdriver in your pocket. It's actually a pretty useful tool. I wish that Leatherman, I always had this thought that Leatherman could do something like that. My idea with Leatherman is, and they could make it a lot cheaper too, because obviously we don't need something like this in titanium, but I always thought that a good EDC screwdriver that maybe had 1 or 2 extra functions would be invaluable. And I always thought that Leatherman could do something like that with like a handle of the surge, not necessarily direct off the surge. I hated the way they kind of made those half juice models and tried to push those on us. But if they did something similar in design to the surge, obviously I would like it to be, kind of revamped. And instead of the little bit exchanger that they have on there, if they were to give us an extended bit, an extension that folded in and brought it to, I don't know, 2/3 of the way up, where when it folded out, it really gave you a lot of reach. Maybe have a bit carrying mechanism on board, and then they could still utilize 2 tools on the outside. In the case of this side, it would be the knife blade, or this is a serrated blade, but it would be better if it had a regular knife blade and scissors or a saw or something of that nature. And, make that in a $25, $30 price range. I think a lot of people would buy it. Obviously, it would want it so that it kind of utilizes that same clip design that they put on their the Wave, Charge, and Surge series. I always thought that would be viable. I don't know why. And maybe I'm just shooting ideas out there that will never ever come to fruition. But I think it would be cool. The bit bar it's not worth $120 unless you're just a guy who likes to have nicer stuff. I mean, there are titanium tools, implements, pry bars, just all kinds of EDC stuff that are really quite cool, but they come with a price tag. Of course, then again, you can go get a Timex watch that will tell the time, but then there's guys who would rather have a Rolex, and it doesn't do really anything more than what the cheap versions will, but it is definitely a statement. I like the bit bar. I wish that their fiberglass version was a little bit cheaper. I think if they dropped that into about the $30 range, about half the price that they're actually selling it for, a little less than half, I think it could be a real big hit. It can be extremely useful. Not everybody needs to carry a full-on multi-tool. Some people just need to have a screwdriver with them for various little tasks, and the bit bar could be that answer for you. Again, quite expensive, but I like them. I really do. My name is Ben. You've been watching the Texas Tool Crib, and this has been a little overview of the BigiDesign titanium bit bar. Check them out if you're interested. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.